Cool beans. Hello, friends, and welcome to mod training with me, Ray. Um, I moderate for the wonderful GenderMeowster, and I'm hopefully gonna share my screen with you. Um, if I can get it to do the things. Cool. So obviously, Meowster is not streaming right now. But this gives you an idea of what mod view looks like, and I generally moderate in mod view just because it gives you a lot more options for what you can do, and it's a lot more visible. It's also very customizable. When you load it up, it might look different to how mine looks right now. Because you can move all these panels about and customize it however like suits you, and also you can drag things off to the side so they're not on your view at all. Now obviously generally when the chat is live, you would have the folks talking in chat, and the main thing a mod needs to be doing is to be monitoring chat, and yes, Meowster is demonstrating people talking in chat. And so, you'd have people posting things in chat, and you'd also have the bot posting in chat. So generally just keeping an eye on what's happening there and making sure that everyone's being respectful, that there's no shenanigans going on there. You can also have a look in the channel tools, which is always on this right side. You can collapse it off so it's not there. He made the confetti. But when you have it out, you can see the users that are active in chat. Again, when the stream will be live, you'd have more folks in here, but then you can click on the people in chat and you can see all the messages they've posted in the chat, and that like going into someone's thing, you can then have options to time them out or ban them if they're not Streamlabs.
Can you clear
I could do it.
clarify the difference between timing out and banning?
Yes. So a timeout is a temporary restriction on someone being able to post in chat. So here you can see you have in this view, you have the options available to you to do 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. I think the standard, if you just time someone out and don't specify a time, is 10 minutes. So that means that they would not be able to post in chat for that amount of time. And after that amount of time elapses, they would then be able to post in chat again. It also deletes their messages for that amount of time back in chat. So if they posted a message and you wanted to just delete that message and then allow them to carry on chatting, you could just time them out for a second and then they'd be able to carry on chatting. There is another way to delete just one message, which I won't be able to show you because everyone in chat right now is a mod, but I did get up this handy guide, which I'm hoping you can see. In your chats, you should be able to go into the settings and if you go to the mod settings, you can show mod icons. And then when you're in chat, it will look a bit like this. So people posting in chat will have all these symbols next to their names if they're not also moderators or the person who owns the stream. And you can then click on the little trash can symbol to delete one specific message that they've posted. And you can also use these little symbols to time them out and ban them. So you can use the little clock to time them out and the little circle with the line through it to ban them from chat. But yeah, when you've deleted a message, it will just vanish from chat. Oh, I can do it with MeowsterBot. So I could delete the message from MeowsterBot. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I have a clarifying question. So there's also a reporting feature on Twitch, and I'm wondering what order should we report versus ban? Like if we hit ban really fast, does ban delete chat stuff? 1. 2, does reporting, does that have to happen before or after a ban?
So generally, I would personally focus on banning person. So if they posted a message that was highly offensive and they were clearly not a person that we wanted in our chat, I would ban them first and foremost. As far as I'm aware, banning a person deletes all their messages from chat. And once I'd ban them, I would then get a screen grab of what they'd put in chat and post that to the Discord and have like report that back to the Discord after the fact. Especially if it was a particularly busy chat, I might just ban them straight away and then like make sure everyone else is okay and then go through and get the records to report it back to the Discord so we got a record of what had happened. In my opinion, the most important thing is making sure the people in chat are safe. And if there's offensive messages in chat that might be harmful to them, then they're not safe. So for me, the top priority is if there are any people posting things that might make people feel not good in chat, that they are removed as quickly as possible.
Thank you. I think perhaps after the stream or when chat has toned down, we've done the sort of aftercare tending to the people that are around, hitting the report button. So on the right there, I see report MooBot, for example.
Yeah.
Hitting that report button and writing a quick summary of why you're reporting them. That's a way to get people off the platform. So in addition to not, I mean, banning them keeps them from trolling our channel ever again, but reporting them makes it more possible with enough reports for them to get completely deplatformed and lose their account.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if there's people trolling trans people, they need to lose their account so they can't do that.
Yeah, definitely.
What I'm curious about is if all mods who are present can submit a separate report so that there are more reports on the incident. I wonder if that's something we could try to do if this comes up in the future, which thankfully we haven't had too much trolling, but we did have 2 on Monday that totally threw me off.
Yeah, I as far as I'm aware, I'm not 100% sure, but as far as I'm aware, every individual user can report an account. So each mod, at least for the channel, could report the account that was being offensive. But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. So are you going to talk about Aegis?
I'm going to talk about Aegis.
Awesome. Great. I will let you keep going then.
So one of the things that we try to do on Meowster's channel is that when we ban someone, we not only report it back to we have like a place where we put all the records of the people we've banned in our Discord, in Meowster's Discord specifically, but we also are members of Aegis, and they have uh, their own sort of reporting thing, and then people who are members of that Discord get those like reports. So if we banned someone in Meowster's chat, we would not only report it back into our Discord, but then go and report it into Aegis as well, so that other folks in who are members of that community can then also ban them in their own channels. So like some of the bans that you can see on the mod actions here, where we've banned folks who've been reported on other servers as being trolls and not good people, and um yeah, so you can go to Aegis and give the person's account and the reason why you're banning them, and um, say that we've reported this from GenderMeowster's channel, and then other folks can action those as they see fit. And that helps keep not only our community safe, but other communities safe, and just makes sure that these folks can bother as few nice people as possible.
Very cool.
Um,
And to report on Aegis, it's a Discord server that
yes.
we have a private invite to. And I think their onboarding process, if anyone is watching this video later and wants to be part of the sort of LGBTQ plus network of people who are keeping the internet safe, you have to contact the administrators of Aegis, and Aegis is run by the Transverse, which is a streaming community with a channel on Twitch.
Yep. And they seem like a really good, cool bunch of folks who are really doing a lot of work to try and make Twitch a lot safer, which is definitely good work. So other than banning and timing out folks who are being not pleasant in chat, you can also do other useful things um, to help have, just to help Meowster's life be a bit easier. I mean, obviously, it depends on the person that you're moderating for. Some streamers may not want you to be doing uh, as much sort of managing of things, but generally, as a mod, I try to be present in chat. So especially if chat's quiet, but even if it's not, just sort of being there and making it known that we have moderators in chat, because like, if folks are on Twitch, they will generally know what the moderator's sword symbol means. And if they see a few mods about, they're perhaps less likely to try and cause mischief than if it was, a chat that was just folks who weren't moderators talking between themselves. But also, it can help folks engage if you're posting in chat and saying, "Hey, how's everyone doing today?" Um, like I know we have some commands on Meowster's channel which are like asking chat, "What are you grateful for today?" and stuff like that. But it can also be helpful if chat's particularly quiet to post those things or post questions to chat in and just be like, "Hey, how's everyone doing today?" and stuff like that. Obviously, that's not an essential thing to be doing, but it's just a nice thing to help keep folks engaged in the chat. So specifically things that may not apply to all Twitch streamers, but apply for Meowster's stream, is that Meowster uses a bot called Sery Bot, which automatically or should automatically enable subscribers and emotes only chat when they're offline, which you can see down here is what is the case. But then when they go live, those should get turned off so folks can post in chat. I know we've had it a couple of times where that's not happened and people have come in and not been able to post into chat because it's still in subscribers only mode. So one thing I tend to try and do at the start of the stream is just double check that that's actually happened and that these are both set to off. Just to make sure that everyone who wants to post into chat, who is a good and nice person, can post into chat. And other things, so some of the content that Meowster streams about may be more sensitive or more controversial, which may attract more trolls than perhaps other streams would, especially because Meowster tends to focus a lot on like trans and LGBTQ folks in general, but also like we had the talk show host on Monday who was a veteran. And I think because the veterans tag was on the stream, that was one of the reasons why we got more bad actors showing up and being not good. So for shows like the talk show, but also other like particularly sensitive shows, I tend to just keep a closer eye on who's in chat. So here on this users in chat, you can refresh and see who's in chat, and you can see if anyone's lurking in the users in chat, and if they have a horribly inflammatory name or you know something similar, then you can preemptively get rid of them before they cause an issue. Also, if we do get followed by someone who has a hateful username, um, the Meowster bot will automatically post a welcome to the cloud message when someone follows. So if we have someone who follows with a name that is offensive, that we need to go back and delete the message from where that person followed. So that would just be going to the message and using the delete message function on that specific welcome message for that user. And another thing while I'm thinking of the AMA, the talk shows that Meowster hosts, when we have those, they also have a section in Discord for each of those streams where they have a Google Doc, which is where they put the questions. So if folks post a question into chat, you can then go into the Google document and put the question in there if you deem it appropriate. We generally follow the system of if it's linked to the subject at hand, then we put it in with that subject. If it's just a random question, then we'll put it at the end and get to it at the end. But that's a useful way for them to be able to organize the questions in one space and instead of posting it into chat, because we might have other folks posting questions into chat and also folks posting questions into the Discord. Did you have a question, Meowster, or were you just doing a love heart?
I was doing a love heart. I had a clarifying piece of information on Sery Bot if you would like
Yes.
me to share that. I'll let you drink water while I talk. So part of the reason we use Sery Bot to put the chat in disabled, like in sub only mode and emote only mode, is one of the tactics that's being used by trolls who are trying to get especially trans and BIPOC people deplatformed on the Twitch community is they are doing a bunch of hate speech in channels, and then using different accounts to report all the hate speech and basically doing a bunch of fake activity to show Twitch that the streamers aren't moderating their chat appropriately. And there are streamers who have lost their channels because this stuff has been happening. And so it's like you go to bed, you think everything's fine, you wake up and you lost your channel and you have to figure out what to do from there. So this is the Sery Bot is a way that has automated protection against that type of activity. There's also other pretty robust responses to being hate rated that Sery Bot has. I think it's worth reading the documentation about it if you all are around to be ready for responding to some of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for providing that insight. From a moderator's point of view, it's really helpful to know that you have things like Sery Bot running in the background, because Sery Bot also has a whole wealth of information on accounts that are like frequently reported or banned. And so if they come in and follow, Seribot will automatically ban them if they've been banned in like so many channels. And I think you can sort of customize that and say like if a person's been banned in like 10 channels, then they'll get banned automatically. Ah, yes. There's the Seri information. So it's a really useful tool to know that that's running and that's a thing that is on your side and helping you out as a moderator. It is just a thing that um, we I generally sort of just keep an eye on if it's done its thing of deactivating the chat when the stream goes live, so people can post and they don't have to be subscribers. But also if you know we get a bad raid and you know everything goes wrong and the bot doesn't do its thing, then you can manually turn subscribers only chat and emotes only chat on, and you can also clear chat. I think that's one of the, yeah. So if you just type /clear, that will clear chat. I think you can also do it in the chat settings somewhere, but I tend to just do the /. If you just type /, it'll come up with a lot of the commands that you can use as a moderator. I think there is a full list somewhere on Twitch's thing, but you can do a lot of stuff just from chat. You don't have to be in mod view. I just find mod view most helpful because it's more visible and easily accessible. Ah, yeah. So if you've got the bot enabled, then you can just use commands to enable that. So even if the streamer's not at their chair and you get a hate raid, you can, as a mod, yeah, it's probably not going to do it if we're not streaming. But if like Meowster was on a bio break and we got hate raided while they were not in their chair, then the mods could enable that through the command, and um, that would do all the things that. So I think it clears chat and enables subscribers in emotes only mode and makes a note of the time so we can report properly and get the folks reported to Twitch. But yeah, it's a really useful thing to have these bots running. But you still gotta keep. I like to keep an eye on things, because you can still get folks coming in and Sery Bot doesn't catch them, and you have to kick them. So other helpful things that aren't necessarily as essential as like keeping an eye on chat and making sure folks are being respectful. Um, is just helping your streamer out. So if they mention like, oh, if you want to hang out with us more off stream, we have a Discord, and posting the Discord, all commands generally start with an exclamation mark. I know Meowster generally has the commands they think are most helpful in their title description. A lot of Twitch streamers tend to do that. So they might have like when we do the talk show streams, we might have like guest as a command, or content warning, or AMA, or I think very rarely we'll also have a mature if we've got a mature subject that we're talking about that day. But also, yeah, if the streamer mentions like, hey, I've got a merch store. If you want to buy t-shirts that have got like my emotes on them, then you can do them like, and then you can post a link in there, and like, oh, if you want to keep in touch with me, I also am on Twitter and Instagram or wherever, and or if you want to support me and you don't want to subscribe through Twitch, you can also send me a coffee through Ko-Fi. And doing that, it's a helpful way to just like support the streamer. So like, if and it helps folks, like sometimes lurkers may want to donate a coffee or go look at the merch, but if they're lurking and they're doing something else, they might not think to type the command in. So then if you put it there, then it's like, oh, it's there. I don't have to do anything. It's a nice, easy way to just help your streamer out. Also, if you get a raid from a nice person, which are the best kinds of raids, and generally the raids that we tend to have, you can, most streamers will have a raiders command to be like, hey, welcome in, new people. If you could just, make sure you take your referrer raid information out so you count as views. And also, if you want to shout out the person who's joined, you can like do shout out and put the user's name in. One note on that is for Meowster streams, and I think a couple of the folks that I moderate for. If you do the shout out command, they have a little bot that pulls a clip, and it'll play a little random clip from the streamer that you've shouted out on the stream. So it's something to be aware of, just so like you're not posting a clip maybe at an opportune time. So like Meowster will generally play their channel trailer when we get a raid, and then we'll shout the person out and play the clip. Yeah, Twitch Guru. But yes, also sometimes we get that turned off for shows if we like during the podcast recording, so you don't have the clips running. And if folks follow or subscribe or cheer bits, or drop them a thank you and just be like, hey, thanks friend, we really appreciate your support. Generally the streamer will like thank them verbally, but sometimes like some folks might be like just lurking in chat or without audio, so it can be nice to just have that little like personal message of being like, hey, thank you for that. Another thing that you can do that's quite helpful is to greet new folks when they drop into chat. So if you notice like someone who's dropped in whose username you don't know, just be like, hey friends, and especially if we've got talk show streams going, we'll generally have their friends may show up in chat. They'll usually try and tell us beforehand what their handles are, so we know like who they are. But like the streamer might also try to say like, hey, I've never seen you before, friend, or something along those lines, which might indicate they're feeling a bit nervous about this person who's just dropped in, and they're wanting you to keep a bit of a closer eye on them until we figure out what their intentions are. Obviously not all new people are going to be bad people, but it's just until you get a handle on what someone's vibe is, it's generally best to err on the side of caution. I'd say another useful thing that you can help out with as a moderator is by keeping an eye on your streamer's reward requests. So if someone redeems something with channel points, it will go into the reward requests queue. So this is a little thing that you can have on your moderator view. And if someone redeems, for example, pronouns, it will pop up in your rewards request, and generally Meowster will either acknowledge them or do them straight away. Sometimes if chat's quite busy, they might miss them. So if you think they haven't seen it, so like they haven't done the thing or mentioned it in like the few minutes since it's been posted in chat, you might just be like, hey, just so you know, we had a pronouns redeem, or we had a more rainbow redeem, or whatever it was. I mean, you can also do the if you can type the pronouns command, if it's the pronouns one that got redeemed, as a like, hey, we just had the pronouns, just to make sure that nothing gets missed, because if someone's saved up channel points and has redeemed something, you don't want them to then feel like it's been ignored. And it's, just helpful for the streamer to be like notified. And another thing that I generally do for Meowster, but not all streamers want you to do this, is that when a request has been completed, is to mark it as complete. So once the thing's been done, to tick it off. If they say, actually, we're not going to do that particular redeem right now, like, if it was the more rainbow redeem, then um yeah. So if it was, for example, the more rainbow redeem, and they were like, actually, I don't have any more things that are rainbow that I can put on right now, then you can also reject it and send the points back. So yeah, you can either mark it as complete, which means like, yes, we've done the thing, or you can say, no, we're not going to do that right now, but then the person who's redeemed it gets their channel points back, so they could redeem it another time in the future. But yeah, there's a lot that you can do in moderator view. You can move these things about and play about with how you have it set up. Obviously, generally, you would have the stream more visible. I've just sort of minimized how much the stream was on, because obviously we're not on the stream right now. There's also a few things off here on the side that I generally don't have out, which is like the auto mod queue, and if we've got any predictions running, if we've got any unban requests. Whispers would be whispers that you've received to your personal account. And then active mods shows you the other folks who are active moderators in chat. And the session, if we were streaming, would show you how long the stream was running. Another useful thing for me, particularly because I mod for multiple people, is that if you click down on this button, it shows you if you've got any other people that you moderate for online, and then you can also see other folks that you moderate for who aren't online right now. Very handy. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a question just to clarifying on the AMA. If people put questions in the Discord, then we would transfer the questions into the Google Doc, right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right, got it.
I think there is an AMA channel in Discord, which is where generally, if folks don't post them in chat, they'll post them into the AMA section in the Discord. So I would generally, for the talk show streams, have both the stream, and I would also have the Discord up as well. And I would have the AMA channel. So you've got your AMA questions on there. And then you'd have your streams on your Google Doc in the actual stream bit of the Discord. So yeah, if folks post a question into the Discord, I wouldn't just then copy paste it into the chat. I would put it in the Google document, and then because when Meowster's running the talk show, they'll have the Google Doc and they'll be running through it as they're going through the questions. And they might add bits of like notes to add on to the show notes later on, and you'll probably see them typing things in it. yeah, it's just a helpful thing to make their life a bit easier on the talk shows. Were there any other questions or?
I do have a quick question. Was there a specific command to use Sery Bot to get rid of hate raids, or I'm not sure if I missed that.
I think it was the one Meowster posted earlier, hate raid on,
Hate raid on. Awesome. Thank you.
and then hate raid off when we're sure that
Okay.
we've dealt with it and we've got rid of all the bad folks.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries.
So there are a couple of documents that are specific to our moderator team. So I'm not going to post the links in the recording of this, but just so folks know, I have a Google sheet that has all the folks that we shout out during those downtimes. So like if I'm away from keyboard, there's a list of, I don't know, 30 to 50 different streamers. And so you just sort of randomly pick from the list and you go until you see me switch to just chatting, and I'll wait till the shout outs that you've executed finish playing. I don't turn them off in the middle. I wait till you're done. But yeah, so there's a list of folks to shout out. So if I'm like, hey, can anyone sort of keep an eye on chat and run shout outs while I'm away, I do that instead of running Twitch ads. It feels better to me to be supporting the local, our little small streamer buddies instead of whatever. So the other three things that are linked in the Twitch mod training are the list of all the bot commands. So all these commands that you've learned about today, they're all in another Google sheet that just has all the commands listed out. That's actually available in my merch store for purchase for people who might be watching this and want that example of like, what are a bunch of commands I might use? There's somewhere between 70 to 90 commands that we've come up with over the last year and a half. And so, for mods, you get to see that because you need to know what the options are. But if anyone's trying to fill that out in terms of you're new to streaming and you're trying to get your legs under you, we do have that example that's available in my Ko-Fi shop. I also included the link to the Moderator Handbook, which is a document that we've been writing and refining for our team for a while. And my hope is once this video is published on YouTube that we'll add the link to this video in the mod handbook. And then the last hyperlink I have right now is the list of Sery Bot commands from serycodes.card.co. So if you want to learn more about Sery Bot and that particular moderation tool, I have that. And so in our Twitch mod chat on our Discord, I have pinned those little pile of things plus the notes that I took on this presentation. Thank you so much, Ray, for being amazing at us for a while.
It's okay. I hope folks found it useful, and I'm for like the mods here, and particularly obviously Meowster's other moderators, if you're watching this later on. I'm always happy to answer other questions or go over things again with you on a one-to-one basis if that's what you want.
And what's your handle on the internet if people want your assistance?
I'm generally no_angel_13 most places. I think on Twitter and Discord and Twitch and Instagram, at least. But yeah, that's generally the one, the handle that I go by. If you want to locate me.
Awesome.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen now.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you so much for your time today, Ray. And I'm going to end the recording and then we can check out as a team.